Hello and welcome to Trigger Point Research Setups. We're going to talk about a potential bounce, breaking up opportunity with a company called Unipixel. And basically it's a very volatile stock, and you'll notice that on the daily chart that we're looking at right here, you'll see that the stock dropped significantly recently. Back in May, we saw that there was a very substantial drop from the level of about, let's call it 37 and change, and it kind of continued to drop all the way down to the 15 range. Now that's pretty aggressive and significant. The fact is, though, that it's in a consolidation phase, and you can see that by looking at the chart itself. You didn't really even need some of the indicators that we're using, but you can see that there's a consolidation stage that's going on right now between the 15.5 to about the, we'll call it about $18, $15, $19 range. Now, what's interesting to note about this is that if we look backwards and we start looking at the overall levels that you can find as of interest, you can see that if you look backwards and you keep on going back into May, there is an area above the 20, clearly above the $20 range, that there has been no volume. There was a dramatic gap down, and from about $20 all the way up to approximately, we'll call it 32.5 to 33, there really isn't a lot of resistance. Now, the main thing here and why we like this, and we did in fact put this on a potential breaking up setups that all of our subscribers, free subscribers, and those that subscribe to just a simple newsletter and information about Trigger Point Research gets on a regular basis, is that what you find here is there's a pretty heavy short interest on this, and we're seeing that there's a consolidation that we talked about. There's also some really good support. Now let's go backwards and look at this on a daily basis, on a weekly basis, excuse me. So now on a weekly basis, we can see that the support is very clear as well. You can see that when you're looking at this chart, that there is a support level right at the $15 range and this defined level of resistance. But you'll also find that if you look again backwards, you'll find that this support actually extends nicely all the way back to the beginning of this year. So what we're seeing here is that if it can hold this level of support, if it can hold this movement at the level of about $15 to about $16, and then gain some traction to the upside, the potential for a movement is rather strong. Because what you'll find is that when you move above, right at the level that we have noted here with our key resistance level, there again is really nothing on the weekly chart that suggests there should be any kind of significant resistance. Now, moving back once again to the daily chart, I want to show you a couple different things here, and I'm going to bring us in a little bit closer here so we can see what's happening with this chart right here. And I'm going to basically take off the altimeter and just give you what we call the radar. The radar, again, you can see a couple of things here, and what we're looking at and what we're looking for is that we see that, look at this zone right here, very little volume there, and you saw that big move and a consolidation and just a stall at that moment. And then what you're seeing here is the same kind of situation. If we can break above the 17 level here, you have a great opportunity to move right up through the zone all the way to about the $19. So now we're going to be watching this very closely to see what happens and what transpires and how this actually works out. But the bottom line here is this is a position that is on our watch list. It's something that should be on your watch list. And while it may in fact break above the 17 level, we want to see a couple other components that go along with this. But we know we have a defined support level that we talked about. We know that the $15 is a defined support. We know that, and actually it's a range here. We know that we have an area of a potential breakout with low volume, and then we have another area that we want to watch this above the 17 to see if that will move through and it will do continuation. If so, you have a great opportunity here because of high short interest. Now, if you're not on the list to get the alerts, of course, there's a 14-day free trial, just absolutely free, no obligation, free trial. You can get over at triggerpointresearch.com/free trial, or you could just simply click that you want to get more information, and we'll give you mailings to see how things work out and to see how we actually send you these things to see if there's any interest on your part. Anyway, thanks for joining me. We'll see you again real soon.